Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will be telling you or teaching you how to get started with React 3 Rapier with React 3 Fiber. So yeah, let's get started. So here you can see I have created one floor. This cube is an object, and if I try to press my arrow key, here you can see I'm able to move it. If I press the space bar, I'm able to jump as well. If I try to collide with other object, I'm able to move it as well. So if I try to refresh, I just want to show you this bounce effect of our ball. So here you can see I'm able to do everything. So yeah, let's see how to achieve this. So it is quite simple actually. So first you just create a React.js application. I'm using React. I've created React.js application using Wait, but you can use whatever framework you feel like. Then inside package.json I have installed few dependencies. So you don't require React 3 Spring, so ignore that. All you require is React 3 Dray, you require React 3 Fiber, and you require React 3 Rapier. You also don't require GSAP, so I'll just remove that. And you require 3JS, so 3 dependency, and I'm using TypeScript, so I also added type/3. So these are all the dependencies which you require. Then all you need to do is go to app.tsx, and here you can see that I have added all these imports. So firstly you can just copy paste all these imports which are there. Once that is done, firstly for controls, forward, back, left, right and jump, I have added all these controls. Then here is our app. Then here I am using use memo to define all the controls. So on which key press I want to do that stuff. So on forward I want to do it for arrow up or key W, same for back, same for left, right and jump. Then whenever you want keyboard controls, you have to wrap your entire app with keyboard controls. So that's what I'm doing, and then we are just passing the map to it. Then here I have created one camera. Alright, then here I have created one color as well, and here I have defined our physics. So the entire experience needs to be defined inside physics. If you don't want this debug option, you can remove it. This was, again, like I said, was just for debugging, so that I can see my colliders as well properly. Then here we have this experience component. So here it is a different React component which I have created. So I have just created 2 directional lights. Alright, here is our orbit controls, here is our ambient light, here is our player. So basically this is the cube. I'll come back to it later on. Then here is our rigid body. So this is the floor which you see. So here I have defined a mesh, box geometry and mesh standard material. So this must be basic for you. So all you need to do is you need to wrap your mesh inside a rigid body, and here you need to give type as fixed, and you can give it some name as well if you want, as ground. Then suppose if you have a GLTF model, so there are multiple ways of applying physics to GLTF model. So there are some complex GLTF model. So suppose if you have a big GLTF model like a playground, where a player can jump from one side of a playground to another side of playground. So applying physics to different parts of a single GLTF model is little bit different. I'll make a video about that in later like in future, but for now, suppose here I have a single. So I have just added this ball.glb inside this public folder. Here you can see ball.glb. So that's why here is our GLTF model. So here I am just using a rigid body. Now here colliders, it depends on you whether you want to give a collider or not. Sometimes for complex shapes you might have to create your own collider. So here you can see I have created this ball collider, and here I am passing the arguments. So if you don't want to pass this, you can just remove this. You can remove this as well, or another way is you, instead of false, you can just define if it is a simple shape. Okay, I don't know why. So here you can see ball, cuboid, hull and tri-mesh. So I'll just define it as ball. Let's see if it works. So I'll just refresh. Here you can see so there are different ways of defining collider. So it's completely up to you how you want to define it. Use whatever works for you. Then I have defined some position Y, position X as well, and gravity scale and restitution, so that the ball bounces. And here is our grid, which you see, the entire grid floor which you see, not the grid floor, the entire grid which you see inside our scene. Okay, I'll just refresh. Okay, so this is done. Then here I have defined some 2 variables, movement speed as well as jump force. Then here I have defined our player. So first I have defined this ref for our rigid body of our player. Then to get the keyboard controls inside some other React component, you can just use the use keyboard controls hook. Then here I have defined another vector 3, and here we are just checking whether the user player is in the air or not. Then inside use frame, by default these are the values. Then here we get the linear velocity, okay, and depending on, so this get properties from use keyboard control, right? So depending on what the user has pressed, we just change this velocity z if it is forward and backward, and velocity x if it is left and right. Then here if it is jump and user is not in the air, then we just apply this jump force, and here we just change this value, else we just make this, okay. Then here this is how we apply the linear velocity as well. Then here is our mesh box geometry as well as mesh standard material. Then this is the rigid body, here we just pass the rigid body over here. Here we lock the rotation as well. Then here we on collision enter. So if you want to like check whether the user, so that's why here I have given the name as ground, right? Because I want to reference it over here, whether on collision enter, okay. So that means the user is not in the air, all right. And here I have applied some gravity scales as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.